I'm Stuart Wood. I'm a founder and director of Random International. There's two other founders, Florian Orkras and Hannes Koch, and by their names they're obviously German. We met at the Royal College of Art. I studied interaction design and they studied product design, and we've been going for 7 years. So we are in full production swing from all camps. So we're soldering sticks up from raw material to kind of creating these objects, and then we're populating it, and actually for the very first time we're running the software that I've been writing for like a month or two. And there's always that trepidation of pressing play and then it doesn't quite look right, or it doesn't work at all. So you kind of do all the little tests, but it's always about, now it's always about testing, make sure it's all running, and then kind of seeing what it is. So this is kind of like, how can you recreate, movement of a person? Not just about a screen, not just about this kind of two-dimensionality. It's about this real depth, and it's an exploration of that. And light is just a tool in some ways. It's kind of really fun to play with because it's got so many kind of evocative emotions attached to it, and you can really change how people look and feel about a piece, because you're kind of playing with light.
My name is McGregor. I'm a choreographer. I'm here at MADE in Berlin, and I'm working on Future Self. Today what we were doing, we were kind of experimenting with it. I wanted to have some kind of structure, a form, where the algorithms that Stuart was working on in the light piece itself are reflected in the way in which we work with it physically, and just to look at options, really. I guess it's always a process of discovery when you're working with technology which is as complicated as this. But with something like this, what you're looking at is the sensitivity between the object or the technology and a live body, and that interface is very fragile. So what's extraordinary about this piece is that actually one very small incremental move changes those LEDs really quite remarkably. What fascinated me about the project was this sense in which you don't watch necessarily the live dancers, but you're totally compelled and attracted to this new form of body. There's almost a kind of a spiritual connection for me by your ability to be in the space facing this extraordinarily beautiful object, and knowing that you can shape it, you can shape the way in which it moves, and you can see a different version of yourself.
piece like this is really like, doing a science experiment at school, where you're supposed to put that in the test tube and that in the test tube, and after a while something just blows up, and that's kind of what this is like, we're putting all the things in and then hoping for an explosion. In a way, the composition doesn't finish with me, because as well as there being an interaction with the movement and the mirror, the movement is also sort of interacting with the music and sort of just modulating it a little bit. So it's being composed, the composition is being finished really in the space in front of the audience.
We've just had the first performance of the piece, and it's been pretty fantastic. It's an exciting experience purely because it's now where it starts its life, essentially. The performance happens, and the performance is almost like the first part of the narrative, and this is where it begins its life, where random people come up and start playing and experiment with it. And I think watching these people kind of interact and experiment with it is kind of what it's all about, basically. So handing it over, and I think I'm really excited about that.